Well, I think Diriyah is about shaping the future, but by learning from the past. So this is somehow summarizes the whole Diriyah essence. So Diriyah is a very unique project. It's not like any other conventional real estate project that you can see happening everywhere. And why is that? First is the location of Diriyah, and this is why this project is taking place in this at this particular location. So Diriyah is the birthplace of the kingdom. It has been the capital for the first Saudi state from 1727 until 1818 for a big state. So you can imagine the amount of history that we're getting out of that, the significance.
Right.
Today, we as a new generation living in the third Saudi state or the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, how much actually did we learn from the past? Be it in politics, be it in social, the daily life, the architecture. The second is one of Diriyah districts. It's a witness on that period of Saudi history, which is a Taif district. It has been completely restored, and it's now a UNESCO World Heritage Site. I think Taif inspires a lot when it comes to the concept, the master plan, and all the assets that is actually being built within Diriyah. So I think a Taif, aside from be it a magical place, an amazing place, the amount of things that we learned from a Taif is significant. So I think this is what distinguishes us from the rest of the projects. Number three, the natural element. You know that we are overlooking Wadi Hanifa, which is Hanifa Valley. Hanifa Valley plays a huge role in Arabian history. It's a place where you can see Riyadh in a different way. Part of Hanifa Valley, which is the part that is attached and adjacent to our project, is part of our development. So that was, again, a major value proposition, a major advantage that we have in our project. Now, putting that and knowing that how significant the location is, and thinking about, okay, if we have this place, this valuable, significant, important place, how we can actually make this a unique project. So first of all, we built a number of principles. Number one is preserving that. So how we can preserve our history, how we can actually keep our history, that legacy, be it tangible or intangible history. The second is how can actually a visitor can be immersed in an experience, an authentic experience that's different. So authentic human scale experience that can give the visitors a different type of experience, something that you cannot face or you cannot actually experience in other destinations. Something that is authentic, that is built out of Saudi culture, that's built out of Saudi history, and something that speaks to the people's hearts and people's souls. So that was one of the principles. Quality of life and sustainability. Now, as you learn from the past, you would know that quality of life and sustainability was actually in the center of people's life at that time. So learning from that and knowing that this is the ambition of Saudi Arabia now.
Right.
A lot of focus is going towards quality of life and going towards sustainability. So this becomes the forefront of our strategy. Now, putting all this together, created or crafted the concept of our project. Now, how we can actually provide also a holistic experience to the people, not like any other cultural places. So if you go to similar cultural places or places that will actually show you a glimpse of their history, access to their World Heritage Sites, access to their history, it would be a limited experience that is only limited of a visitor would see the site, would maybe enjoy some retail. But on our project is how to give a holistic experience. When we thought about those principles, we created the 5 asset classes. So it has to be a mix between heritage and culture, hospitality, retail, entertainment, offices, and residential, because we want also people to live in Diriyah. It's not a theme park.
Right.
It's an authentic city. And in order for that authentic city to be really an authentic city, in order for us as Saudis or even residents in Saudi Arabia to tell the story about Saudi Arabia, people has to live here.
Right.
We need to allow the residents, we need to allow, the tourists to actually mingle with the residents and to see what type of quality of life that we're offering here in the project. We wish that we somehow inspire the others to see real estate development in a different way, where real estate development would actually learn from the past. Real estate development would learn from the people, from their habits, from their culture, and how to elevate that and how to complement that, and not to substitute that with other solutions or with other habits or with other activities. Our aim here is to preserve that and to give the people the opportunity within that authentic framework and to experience something that is definitely an add to their quality. The good about technology advancement that you can actually use that. Definitely we'll be using that, but in a way that does not somehow jeopardize the whole value proposition of Diriyah.
Yes.
So when it comes to transportation, as I mentioned before, fully pedestrian. The priority is for the people, not for the vehicles. So we have the metro stations, we have the public transportation, but people would have an advantage of actually, if they want to walk, they will have an enjoyable experience walking. They will have a safe experience walking. So that when it comes to transportation. I think for healthcare, what we have in Saudi Arabia is relatively good as healthcare, but we wanted to elevate that when we introduced the community healthcare. So working with the Ministry of Health by actually introducing those concepts of community healthcare. So you can see that we have a huge focus on community by providing them with different amenities and services that they didn't have completely in other cities in Saudi Arabia. So access to healthcare, access to education. So education that is more driven into our objectives, a high level quality of education. And this is why we wanted to attract residents to live here, is by providing education, healthcare, and other aspects like safety and security. I think to make it very simple, people want to go, now people are traveling to see new and different things. And when we did our benchmark in our studies, we saw that people they were going and seeking different experiences. People want to create memories out of their trips, and by providing a different experience, a rich experience, something to learn or something to memorize, I think this is what we're focusing on. If everyone would leave with a memory out of Diriyah, I think our objective would be met. If everyone in Riyadh, living in Riyadh or in Saudi Arabia or in the region would think about Diriyah as the first place, if they want to experience something different, if the first thing that comes to their mind is Diriyah, that would be a great success. I think the generosity, which is something that we're really proud of, it is one of the cornerstones that we have in Diriyah. Storytelling.
Definitely.
Yes, and we'll be able, the challenge is to how we'll be able to tell our story. But I think by having all those elements within the different layers of the project, people might think about that in some projects at a later stage, where it's only in activation and programming. But no, that thinking about having a authentic experience, that thinking that how we can be inspired from the past is in the heart of this project since the beginning. So it's inspired the whole master plan, the urban fabric and the urban framework, all the assets that is on top of that, even hospitality and famous brand, how they can actually learn from this, they can provide a different experience to their guests.